all right, so we have Brett Favre signing with the Minnesota Vikings, but that is not the big deal to me right now. The big deal to me is how the two quarterbacks are handling the situation. Now, say Rosenfel, he tried to play it diplomatically. He got traded from the Houston Texans. You know, he's a pretty decent quarterback. You know, he's okay. He's pretty solid. But they asked him, and this is where you really truly see how the news media or the journalists, the reporters, how they try to antagonize. You know, the question that they ask. Now, this is how they asked Say Rosenfeld. They asked him, "What do you think about it? How do you feel about it?" He says, "You know, you can tell he was disappointed. It's like, hey, well, you know, I actually tried to get traded to this team. You know, so yeah, you know, he's a little bit disappointed. You know, but hey, you know, he's a good player, and you know, this is about the Minnesota Vikings. You know, it's about the team. You know, it's about the team." Now, Tavaris Jackson, on the other hand, was asked a question, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, yeah, I'm disappointed. You know." So they could have just left it at that, but the reporters tried to dig deep. You know, they didn't want to just stab him with the dagger. They wanted to twist that dagger a little bit. So they said, "So how does that make you feel about the team?" You know what I'm saying? Just a total setup for him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, so how does that make you feel about the team? I mean, like, why would you ask him something like that unless you were trying to be antagonistic? You know what I mean? So, you know, obviously, you know, like a brother would, you know, he fell for the setup, and he was like, "Yo, you know, I really don't know how I feel about that right now. You know, we'll just have to see how things play out." Nigga, that means you pissed off, and you might be trying to go somewhere else. But the only problem is that you're kind of like, Tavaris Jackson is kind of like a Vince Young. Haven't quite proven himself, but you just want to pull for him, you know. You see a little bit of a Michael Vick in him, just a little bit as far as athleticism, so you really want to pull for him. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he is like a second string, third string. He's like a Charlie Batch. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all out there probably like, "Who the hell is Charlie Batch?" Exactly. You know what I mean? That's what he is right now. But congrats to Brett Favre for making that money. Okay? You know, hey, I think he's like pushing 40, something like that. If he can make that money, make that money. You know what I mean? I understand what he's saying. Okay? He's saying he went away. You know, when he first retired, he really felt like, yo, I still want to play. When he tried to come back, he felt like he took it up the rear end with the Green Bay Packers, because they didn't really want him back, but they were just trying to move on. You know what I'm saying? They had to move on. You know, they had invested money in Aaron Rodgers, so they had to move on. So when he came back to the Jets, he still felt like, he said, he had a lot to prove, a lot of pressure on him. And right now, I actually think that he's going to be successful with the Minnesota Vikings, only because of what he has to work with. And he has an awesome running back that's going to be running the show. I actually think that Brett Favre, I believe this situation is going to work out for him. But that's all I got to say on that. This thing really kind of turned into a Tavaris Jackson situation. But that's what's going to come out of this. Just follow it. Trust me when I tell you, there might be some fights, something going on, you know, in the preseason. There's definitely going to be an issue that's going to come from this, and I can tell based off of Tavaris Jackson's response. And with that, I'm out.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?